Hello and welcome. In this video, we will discover the ultimate secret to building self-discipline. Discipline, what's that? Well, discipline can be defined as the quality that enables you to behave and work in a predetermined manner by keeping track of certain rules and standards. If followed properly, the active discipline can make you achieve heights. But people fail at it. It is one of the major factors that accounts for not letting people achieve the success they deserve. People decide to work according to a set plan, and then they give up. It is just that they fail to understand if only they were more disciplined and determined to follow what they have decided to do, they would have been more successful. It is the main ingredient in anything you do. Generally, when most people think about a very disciplined person, they think about martial artists, pro athletes, or musicians. These people have practiced the same thing for years and years until they have completely mastered it. But self-discipline is more than just training and competition. In fact, many of the most disciplined individuals are just normal people who have just gradually developed enough self-control to accomplish their goals. These individuals have started companies, lost weight, or stopped watching too much TV. Self-discipline is an incredible skill that keeps you motivated, clear-headed, and focused on your objective. It may be hard to believe when you're faced with either choosing to down that hot fudge sundae or the prospect of sleeping in versus hitting the gym, but studies show that people with self-discipline are happier. People with a higher degree of self-control spend less time debating whether to indulge in behaviors that are detrimental to their health and are able to make positive decisions more easily. They don't let impulses or feelings dictate their choices. Instead, they make level-headed decisions. As a result, they tend to feel more satisfied with their lives. So, what's the secret? Despite what most people will say, you don't necessarily have to meditate, though it can help. Time and consistency are essential for anyone wanting to live a more disciplined life. The real key is moderation, and doing something in moderation means having the power to stop yourself when you've had enough. For example, if you want to have a more controlled diet or reduce the time you play video games, you shouldn't try to make extreme changes in your lifestyle. Instead, you should look at moderating your behavior. Reducing your bad habits gradually will help you develop the self-discipline that will last a lifetime. You might be wondering, how do I put this into practice? Here are 12 ways you can use to help master self-discipline. Just before, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to download your free book to change your life by clicking on the link in the description below the video. Number 1, find your weaknesses. No matter what kind of bad habits you may have, the first and most important step is to identify and accept your weaknesses. The simple truth is that everyone has a weakness to something. This could be eating junk food, drinking too much coffee, or spending money you don't have. While some are more destructive than others, self-discipline isn't about getting rid of those weaknesses, but instead recognizing what they are and controlling them. Most people don't even get to this stage as they have very little control over their own actions. This kind of denial can lead to addiction, so it's important to address these issues before they take over your life. For most people, the idea of moderation is much less intimidating than cutting yourself off completely. So, instead of removing your bad habits, think about which ones you'd like to lessen. 2. Create easy habits. On this road to becoming a more disciplined person, you're going to need to develop some new and improved habits, but this is not going to happen overnight. Imagine trying to lose 20 pounds. You're not going to be able to run for 30 minutes when you haven't run in years. You're going to end up sore, exhausted, and unmotivated. So you need to start slow and work your way upwards towards your goal over time. Ideally, you would plan your workouts to be manageable and easy, leaving you feeling optimistic and proud about what you're trying to achieve. You can cultivate the habit of staying disciplined by focusing on little things first. These little things can be making your bed after you wake up, keeping your shoes clean, doing your laundry on your own, etc. Once you start doing these little things on your own, you will grow towards being more disciplined. Remember, the goal is not to lose all the weight in one day, as that's impossible, but it is to create genuine habits that you enjoy doing. That way you will keep doing them after you have achieved your ultimate goal. 3. Use rewards. Positive reinforcement is a great way to make sure that these new habits stick around, so don't be afraid to reward yourself after improving. Similar to when you are training your dog when they sit, people are more likely to behave in a certain way when they know there is a reward on the line. Rewards will also motivate them to work harder by giving them something positive to look forward to. So this is particularly true for people that are having a hard time getting their new habits started because they haven't developed enough self-discipline to push through at the beginning stages. Let's say you are wanting to reduce the sugar in your diet and are struggling to keep it up. By using a reward system, you can look forward to your chocolate at the end of the day, making it easier to avoid breaking your new diet otherwise. This way you are always in control of your habits instead of letting them control you. 4. Personal standards. Disciplined people often push themselves to a strict set of standards for their own life. Standards are basically personal limits that they put on themselves. These are the limits that you put on yourself. But these standards only work when you hold yourself accountable for them. This is where most people struggle. They often set really high standards that are impossible to meet consistently. It's important to remember that standards and goals are not the same thing. Goals are what you work for and reach for over time. You should be able to reach your standards every single day. For example, writers might aim for 3,000 words a day, but have a standard to write about 2,000. Why is this useful? Most people have an all-or-nothing approach to their goals. Either they get it done immediately or they give up. So, by setting standards, you give yourself a reason to keep working even when you aren't able to achieve your goals. 5. Plan ahead. After you have identified what your weaknesses are, it is important to realize when you are putting yourself in dangerous situations. You should recognize situations where your weaknesses might get the best of you and avoid them. Imagine you are trying to reduce the use of your mobile phone at work. Turn your phone onto airplane mode at the beginning of your shift, or leave it in your bag so that it can't distract you even if you wanted it to. There will be certain times where it will be impossible to avoid your weaknesses, so make it easier on yourself by planning ahead. Figure out what you are going to do if you fall back into old habits and find a way to reward yourself for resisting temptations. This kind of planning will not only help you stay on track, but will also give you a sense of control over your life. 6. Setting alarms. If you tend to watch too much TV, play too many video games, or waste hours on social media, you know how easy it is to justify a few more minutes to watch another video on YouTube. But a few minutes will turn into hours, and before you know it, your entire night is gone. So, how can you use moderation to make sure this doesn't keep happening? Most people tend to focus on removing the TV or video game, even though they weren't the problem to begin with. The real problem is how much time you spend on them. In other words, you can keep playing the games as long as you set a time limit. Solution: next time you start playing a game, be sure to set an alarm for 1 hour and put the volume all the way up. The goal is to acknowledge that you have hit your limit so you can stop then and there. Take it another step further by placing the alarm on the other side of the room. That way it will force you to get up and turn off the alarm. This will give you the chance to reset your thinking so that you know what your priorities are. 7. Adjusting. Every person's path toward developing self-discipline is different. There are a lot of different methods which have worked wonders for other people. But this doesn't mean it is going to work for you. You can write yourself a full schedule, hour by hour for your days, and try to stick with it. But for most people, this is not achievable. You should build a routine that is designed for your individual goals, strengths, and weaknesses. If you know that you're particularly energetic at night, don't force yourself to go to the gym first thing in the morning just because other disciplined celebrities are doing this. As long as you are setting and achieving goals, you'll develop your own kind of unbreakable self-discipline that you're looking for. 8. Make a commitment and stick to it. This is true. If you want to do or achieve anything, you must commit to it. Commitment is your first step towards anything. If you say you want to do anything, then you decide to do that thing either by hook or by crook. You should have that quality to commit to things and stick to your commitment. Be disciplined with everything you have and you are going to do. This will keep you going. 9. Stay focused. Always remember to start your day by realizing your goals and focusing on them. Remember what you have decided to do, where you are, and where you must be. Analyze what you are doing at present to reach where you want to be. Focus on every single step you are taking to reach there. Do this every morning. Never forget to see your goals each morning. This will help you remember that there is so much more to do. This will keep you motivated to move forward. 10. Learn to prioritize. As you wake up and realize your goals, the very next thing to do is to list the tasks of the following day and prioritize them accordingly. The task that you find to be more important should be assigned topmost priority. As you prioritize the tasks, follow up accordingly. In fact, assign the time to each task and try to accomplish the task successfully before the deadline. This will help you to stay much more organized in anything you do. 11. Eat healthy. Good nutrition helps build smarter brain and enhances energy too. Whatever you do, however busy you are, never take your health for granted. Remember to eat your meals on time, and healthy foods too. Try avoiding alcohol, smoking, consuming carbs, and junk food. Eat foods that are clean and provide you with enough energy. 12. Get enough sleep. You can only focus on anything you do and work with full energy if your mind and body is prepared. Getting enough rest is the only key to prepare your body to work towards anything. Create a bedtime routine and shut your day off at that time. We understand the fact that there are many things stressing you out before you go to sleep, but you must learn the art of letting it all go as soon as you are in bed. Whatever stresses you in bed can be resolved the next day. So, stay determined to get enough rest and charge your mind and body for the coming day. Following all the above-mentioned tips will help you stay more disciplined and achieve success. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and especially subscribe to our channel. You are also free to receive the new book, 7 Secrets to Change Your Life Now, by clicking on the link in the description below the video.